Right, let's talk dogs. My next guest has trained over 100,000 of them, with celebrity clients including Graham Norton and the actress Emilia Clarke. And, of course, our very own Lorraine Kelly, apparently. Well, now, Steve Mann is sharing stories from his incredible career and his just love of these little furry friends in a new book called Another Day, Another Collar, Confessions of a Dog Trainer. And he joins me alongside... Who's this you've got?
This is Nancy Muscles, full name.
Nancy
But
Muscles.
to answer to Nancy on occasions, yeah.
Yeah, is it ironic, the muscles bit? Tiny.
It's not about the size of the dog in a fight, is it?
Yeah, oh, no, look, she's lovely. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
This is such a lovely book because this is about not just about how you train dogs, and, of course, there's some brilliant anecdotes about all the famous people's dogs you've trained, because we're going to talk about that in a minute. But it's also just about what your life and love of dogs has given you, how it's improved you as a person, how you've developed as a human being because of having dogs in your life.
Yeah, 100%. And, I've written other books and my whole life's been about teaching dogs and their owners. But, yeah, this book, I really wanted to focus on what dogs have taught me. Because, yeah, it's always a two-way conversation, and they've taught me a lot more than I've taught them. I've tried to keep up my end of the deal, but, yeah, every dog that we live with, your dog, I'm sure, is teaching you lessons every day.
Yeah, he's teaching me lessons in patience, that's for sure.
Well, there you
when
go.
he's constantly, you know, resource guarding and all of that and hiding under the sofa with the pens.
It's a virtue, be thankful.
Yeah. Now, listen, tell us a bit about... Well, Graham Norton's dog makes a big showing.
OK.
Tell us about Graham Norton's dog that you trained.
Yeah, so I worked with Graham and...
He passed away, obviously, the dog,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Labradoodle called Bailey.
Yeah.
Beautiful, fun-loving, joyous dog. We still are training up in Hyde Park because that's where the crimes were committed, where basically Bailey would just rampage through picnics left, right and centre.
So did Graham let him off lead?
Yeah, until we met. Yeah, too often. But, yeah, as shocking as it was for the dog to be going through people's picnics, it was even more shocking for him. 20 metres later, Graham Norton would have been giving out 20 quids. Sorry. Yeah, but, yeah.
And did you manage to train Graham to train Bailey?
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, we just needed to find out why Bailey was doing it, how we could offer a similar reinforcement. We all lived happily ever after.
And Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones star, what did you do for her and her dog? What was the issue?
Oh, Emilia read my first book, Easy Peasy Puppy Squeezy, and she just wanted to get off on the right foot. So Teddy, little Dachshund, big dog and a little body.
Oh.
We just did everything from start to finish, and what we did was we did the right stuff first, so we didn't have to.
So was it a puppy rather than the Graham Norton
puppy
story,
to start off with, but yeah, we carried on training for a good period of time and just made sure that we were continually on the right foot, because it's always a work in progress.
Yes, and tell us about the incident with Princess Anne.
Right, OK, cool. I've read the book. So Princess Anne, I used to lecture animal behaviour and husbandry at a college, and there was a big visit. She was coming to open up a fresh unit at the college, and I was doing a meet and greet, so I was introduced, press, lots of crowd there. And as I approached her to shake hands, I had my walking boots on, and the loop of one boot caught on the little tag on the other. And I started doing these tiny little steps, faster and faster, and I was about 45 degrees. It was more of a high five as I met her. I forward rolled. I went to the airport, changed my name, got plastic surgery, and we'll never talk about it ever again. Thanks very much. Cheers.
And I must just ask about Alpha, who is... You talk about Alpha in your book a lot.
Don't make me cry.
You dedicate the book to Alpha.
Everything's about Alpha, yeah. He's my first German Shepherd, and when I was starting my career, 24/7 we were with each other, and for the highs and the lows, and I used to teach a lot of security dog handlers and pet dog handlers, and yeah, he celebrated everything with me, and he was a shoulder to cry on.
And you know, I know you had to perform tricks on Big Brother within 48 hours. I mean, you've done all sorts of things under pressure. You've been on the Harry Potter film set, training dogs. I mean, all sorts of brilliant stories in the book. But ultimately, of course, when people are watching, they want to go, "Have you got any tips for people
ultimately.
watching. Yeah, so
Yeah.
for anybody who's still struggling with their dog for whatever reason, what is like a key thing in an owner that you have to get it right?
As you say, patience. I think training is always a process. It's not an event. I think sometimes, and TV can be at fault, it can make training look like it's, well, you do this, and everything's fine.
Right.
Within 25 minutes. And it isn't. Like us, we need repetition, we need positive associations, and what we need is as much empathy and sometimes sympathy as possible, and to relax, have fun with your dog.
Well, and that's interesting because I think that since COVID, a lot of dogs got bought and they weren't socialised properly.
Yep.
And I think now I notice there is tons of people who are holding on to their dogs and they pull them to one side.
Yes.
When I walk the dog, like, oh, no, he's a nervous dog. Everyone's nervous. There's a lot... Do you notice that in the last few years? There's a lot of nervous dogs around and nervous owners.
I think there's a lot of inexperienced owners that wanted to do the right thing, and every dog's a therapy dog, and we all needed a therapy dog when COVID hit. But I think for those people, just find an expert, find a trainer to help. There's IMDT trainers up and down the country, and they'll look after those people and those dogs. So, yeah, find help. Don't be too proud. Don't try and punish bad behaviour. Reinforce the good behaviour that you want more of. That way, everyone's happy.
And you could have a Nancy in your... Look at this.
You could have a Nancy.
The quietest little cute thing
Don't you
ever.
believe it?
Is she naughty, ever,
She's
to
a
you?
character. She's
Very
a character.
Steve's book, Another Day, Another Collar, is such a lovely read. It's very heartfelt. Thank you so much for coming in. Really nice to see you, and nice to see Nancy, although I think we may have bored her. She looks practically asleep.
She's a cold spring.
Yeah, she's cold spring. Yeah.